Knightica worth playing? I'm gonna have to say yes, but it still depends on you, the player, and what type of games you're into. Okay, so Knightica at its core is an auto battler, which means the game just plays or the troops fight for themselves, by themselves. Except the only thing you could do is tactically place them into the battlefield or the defense grid. Now, the defense grid is made up of tiles, and the troops take up a certain amount of tiles. And when you highlight them, you'll see like a bunch of squares or boxes that show you how much space each different type of troop gives or takes up. You could also unlock the tiles by purchasing them based on the difficulty. They're either gonna sell for 3 gold, 4 to 5, or 6 gold. 6 gold is for the insane difficulty. Okay, so the characters in this game are gonna be a total of 9, and you can unlock them as soon as you beat the levels or some of the challenges. Now the slots are first gray, and you have to hover over them or select them in order to get the information on how to unlock them. Now the first one being the warrior. Each character has their own special abilities and their own troops. For instance, the warrior is going to have the general, and then you have the goal. Reroll cost health points instead of gold, and you also get the cultist. And then you got the cleric, which gives you the priest and the paladin. The enchanter, which gives you the wisp. The scholar, which gives you the pyromancer. The jester, which I would probably say the jester has one of the coolest effects in game. This is because every time you re-roll, you're actually re-rolling the dice. And if you roll like a 6, you gain a free re-roll and all that other stuff. So it's pretty interesting. And also, you have the elementalist, which focuses on blobs. And then you got the druid, which you unlock once you beat the game on insane difficulty. And I can see why. This is because this character ends up unlocking all the tiles, and also you have a it gives you a troop that's called a ranger, and it basically has a spell enchantment built in it known as shadow step, which means it just warps behind enemy lines, and that's really huge. And then last but not least, we have the warlock, which gives you the powerhouse, and I would probably say one of the good area of effect damage enemies or troops in the game, which is the mauler. And it also gives you the crow. The crow is really good for hitting the defense, no, not the defensive life, but the long range units of the enemies. So yeah, these are all 9 classes. Like I said, they all have their own special skills and sets and their own troops. The game is random and it's unpredictable, so you gotta make the best of what it gives you. And by this I mean the spell enchantments, which you can only put one on each troop. And it also gives you the option of getting spells, which sometimes you're able to use to unlock the tiles in the grid defense or offensive playfield that they give you. Excuse me. I had a burp. Okay, so where was I? As you progress through the game, you're gonna unlock higher difficulties, and the first one that's already unlocked for players is normal. After that, it's hard, and the third but last one is gonna be insane. Now there are actually two different. No, I would say there are 3 different game modes in this game. Now, the first one's easy to explain because it's the campaign. You got 3 worlds, and 3 final bosses for each world. And also, over that course, you tend to have the arena. The arena is the second mode that I'm going to talk about. It's basically just the players fighting troop teams that the developers themselves made. So it's like you're fighting humans, but not really. But you get the gist. And then the third mode is, well, you have to beat World 3, you have to beat the last boss, which is the Dark Sorcerer. And once you beat him, you either have the option to end the game, like you get all the experience points, you unlock what you're supposed to unlock, you unlock trinkets with experience points. You also level up, and as you level up, you also unlock more trinkets. So after you defeat the last boss, like I said, it gives you the option to continue. If you continue, you now started what I consider the third mode of the game, and that's endless mode. Basically, it's geez, the enemy skill really high. Like their attack just goes insane, their defense just goes insane, and there's all the way to like endless run 25. 25 is the last one, and the last boss at 25 you encounter has infinity stats. Now, what are infinity stats? Infinity stats is basically like over, I don't know, I read this in the comments somewhere in the community for the game, Knightica, and they were saying the stats are just so ridiculously high that the game just gives up and it just writes infinite for both the defense and health points. So, but someone said it was like a quintillions and tillion. I'm not really sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, at the same time, your own troops, your army can also have infinite stats. So it's not just the final boss. And don't worry if you die on the final boss, because it has infinite health and infinite defense, and it's just supposed to wipe your entire squad. And you get the trophy just for reaching endless 25. So, in conclusion, the game is worth playing, but only if you're into auto battler tactical games with roguelike elements. And at the end of the day, you could also level them up. And for the cost of $15, I would say it's pretty good. The game is short, but the replayability is just really high. And like I said before, a lot of the things that you encounter, it's just all gonna be random. Sometimes you can make your own overpowered build army of different types of troops. You don't know which one's gonna take you the farthest. Even though I played it and I ended up beating all the game modes and also all the difficulties, normal, hard, and insane. Sometimes I get my ass handed to me, and sometimes I just end up destroying the enemies. So yeah, having been all game modes, and I barely beat the arena with the droid character, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, it's a must. And with the price of just $15, and I heard there's a discount, it only costs $9.75 on the PS5. There you guys have it. It doesn't cost that much, but at the same time, it has a lot of replayability, and that's what you're looking for in these type of games. If you want to play them for a really long time before you get bored or burnt out, then yeah, go ahead and buy this game. Thanks for watching my judgment review video on Knightica, and I'm out.